This week, the Stern College Dramatic Society is performing the play Inherit the Wind. Akiva sat down to talk with the president and vice president of SCDS, Jordan Kaufman and Becca Epstein, to find out what goes into making the play happen.
Hi, Becca. Hi, Jordan. Thank you guys so much for being with us at Shield.
Thank you so much for having us, Akiva.
Well, I'm excited to learn a little bit more about the play today. First of all, Inherit the Wind, a little bit controversial. I have to ask, what was part of the decision of choosing Inherit the Wind as your play this year?
So someone actually suggested the play Inherit the Wind to me as something that they thought would be interesting for a Jewish university to put on. Basically, the show is generally about this teacher who gets arrested for doing evolution in schools. And the reason that he gets arrested for it is because it was illegal in the South, because the South has very strong biblical views. So the show, at first glance, kind of seems like it's about evolution and science versus religion. But when we read through the show, we realized that as students at a university whose motto is Torah Umada, we kind of embody this idea of opening ourselves up to new knowledge while still being rooted in the Torah, or in this case, in the Bible. So we thought it would be interesting and a new perspective for us as a Jewish university who really preaches science and religion to perform the show.
Well, I know you guys are not just president and vice president of the Stern College Dramatic Society, but you guys are actually involved in the play itself as actors and backstage. So can you tell us a little bit more about your roles?
So I play Tom Davenport, who is the assistant district attorney in the town. And in addition to that, I also am the assistant stage manager. And with that, I'm kind of helping the stage manager and overseeing basically everything going on backstage, which includes props, costumes, lighting, makeup, hair, and set, and a bunch of other things. So you have to read through the script and make sure you know every single prop that's being used and make sure we have it. And if we don't have it, where are we going to get it from? And make sure everyone's being fitted for their costume and make sure every costume is labeled. And although I'm not doing every single one of these jobs because we have crew members who do every single one of these jobs, we are sort of delegating and overseeing it all, making sure it's all happening. And in addition to that, we are also making the rehearsal schedules because being students in college, we all have really busy schedules, so we have to sort of fit every night to work for our schedules in terms of rehearsing. So making the schedule for weeks in advance, and yeah,
Cool.
a lot of stuff.
How about you, Jordan?
Well, I am the president, so I kind of oversee everything, but Becca makes my job a lot easier because she's really good at it. But for me as an actor in the show, it's difficult because you're setting aside 3 to 4 hours a night. Every single night we rehearse for rehearsal. We're in the middle of midterms, people have homework, and on top of being in rehearsal physically, you have to spend all this time out of rehearsal memorizing your lines. And it's a lot of work to make sure that you're not only meshing well with the other actors on stage, but you're also doing your own part, because you never want to be the person who shows up to rehearsal not knowing what's going on, because then you just bring the whole group down. So everyone in the cast is working really hard to put in everything they have and also balance school.
Cool. So for someone that hasn't bought a ticket yet, for whatever reason, why is it so important that they see this play?
Sorry. I think anybody who even attempts to observe religion, it could be within Yeshiva University, but it could be anybody who acknowledges God in some way. It's such an important play to you really pick apart what it means to be a thinking human being as well as believing in a higher power. How far do you take religion? And it's something that really opens your mind and it gets you thinking. And I think it's important for every person to think about these things. And I think the play itself it's not only like a serious discussion about these things, it's also funny and it's lively and it's a great cast and a really great crew. And yeah.
Personally, I think it's worth it to see a Jewish girl giving a sermon as a reverend. I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, I really would just mirror what Becca said, that it's a really important point that we aren't people who just blindly accept our faith. We accept new knowledge and we ask questions. And the cool thing is that when you come to the show and you hear all the things they're questioning about Bible, you will sit in the audience and say to yourself, wait, I have an answer to that. And that's a really cool feeling to know that we do have the answers and we can still believe in the Torah while taking on all this new knowledge. But on top of that, we have a lot of YU students working really hard to make this come together, and I think it's worth it to come support them.
Well, thank you, Jordan and Becca. It sounds like it's going to be a great show. Inherit the Wind. Make sure to buy your tickets and see it live.